If you thought Lily Phillips sleeping with 100 men in one day was bad, try 1,000 men. Whether it be leaving your used panties in public places or faking a pregnancy, OF girls are doing anything for clout. There's so many creators on OF nowadays and the number continues to grow, so these girls are willing to do whatever it takes to stand out from the competition. And I get it, just like any business, you gotta advertise yourself, but that does not excuse predatory behavior. So in my last video about OF creators, I talked about Lily Phillips, the girl who slept with 101 men in just one day and made a documentary out of it. But in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at Bonnie Blue, who's kind of like her evil twin, except much worse. Because Bonnie just announced that she has broken the record for sleeping with the most guys in 24 hours. So Bonnie Blue became notorious for bragging about sleeping with barely legal 18-year-olds and stealing their virginity.
I cannot wait to be back on the Gold Coast pleasuring barely legal 18-year-olds and of course,
I want to sleep with 130 barely legal 18-year-olds.
So OF creators typically sleep with other OF creators because they're professionals, but Bonnie saw potential to stand out from the rest. Because according to her, the majority of her subscribers are the younger generation, and she wanted to be more relatable. And the way she could do this is by sleeping with her subscribers' demographic. There was a time when she was living at the Hilton Hotel in Gold Coast, Australia during Gold Coast Schoolies, which is the week-long celebration of high school graduation. And a lot of these boys happened to be staying at the same hotel that she was, so she came up with an idea. She decided to hand out her business cards to these freshly graduated 18-year-old boys. And you can assume what happened next. Over the course of 2 weeks, she slept with over 150 people and recorded it all. But this was only the start, because she went on to sleep with 122 barely legal boys during spring break in the US and 158 more during freshers in the UK. Now to me, this is just disgusting. I get the fact that 18 is legal, but it doesn't mean it's moral. The way she's posing this by saying barely legal.
I'm the girl that slept with barely legal 18-year-olds. On Sunday, I'm gonna turn your sons into a man. You can thank me later.
She knows what she's doing. Even if their faces are blurred, they're still being recorded. Many of them are looking to lose their V card during these party weeks, and when they're handed Bonnie like a free sample at Costco, they can't help but take it. She kind of reminds me of the salesman from Squid Game, because just like the vulnerable people he approaches who are blinded by their desperate need for money, the boys she sleeps with are recorded but blinded by their desperate need to become a man, which they think can be achieved by losing their V card to her. As I said, Bonnie is a creep and does whatever it takes to promote her content, including approaching random people on the street and asking them if they would bonk her.
Do you want to spend 2 minutes with me alone or double it and pass it to someone else?
Definitely 2 minutes for you.
Yeah?
And to be fair, many of the men are down bad and go through with it, such as this guy here.
Did you have fun?
I had an amazing time.
Yeah. Would you do it again?
Every day.
Would you recommend me to a friend,
I'd recommend it to everyone,
including your dad?
especially my dad.
Especially your dad? I don't know what's worse, actually putting your baby carrot inside of this woman who's had thousands of men inside of her, or being interviewed and putting your face on camera so that the whole entire world now knows what you just did. It's honestly sad how desperate some men are when it comes to sleeping with a woman that they resort to humiliating themselves on camera just so they can do a few quick pumps.
What are you going to do to me in that 2 minutes?
Well, you're about to find out. I'm just gonna say we're gonna have fun.
Well, let's have some fun and see what he does. Did you have fun?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you recommend me to your dad?
My dad, family, friends, everyone.
And what would you want to do to me next time?
Want to get a bit more intimate, get a bit more rough, maybe a bit more dirty.
How is this guy not embarrassed? I am seriously starting to lose faith in this world. What is it with these dudes wanting to share the person they just bust inside with their family members? Bonnie must have some serious family issues, because she has a thing for fathers and sons, and it's very strange.
Have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I think that's brilliant. Like, to have that much of a good relationship with your son, or, for the son to have that much of a good connection with their dad, I think it's fantastic. Too many people, especially 18-year-olds, I know when I was at school, would argue with their dads or wouldn't have a good relationship with them. But I think to have that much of a good relationship that you can come with your dad to sleep with me is fantastic.
What?
That is just fucked up. This is straight up Alabama. I don't think there's anything behind those eyes. It really makes me wonder about the type of upbringing Bonnie had to make her think that this is okay for a father and son to be in the bedroom together sharing a woman. I keep thinking that it couldn't possibly get any worse, but the more I look into Bonnie, and no pun intended, the worse it gets. So as I said, many of the men she approaches are down bad, but fortunately not all of them. Recently a video went viral and put Bonnie under a lot of controversy, where she went to a Five Guys, and I'm not talking this Five Guys. Okay, slight detour. I looked up the girl from that photo because I was curious about whatever happened to her and if she even survived, and I just found out She has the same birthday as me. What a weird feeling knowing that as I'm eating my birthday cake, she's getting her cake destroyed by 5 BBCs. Anyway, so Bonnie recently went to a Five Guys restaurant where she was trying to pick up an employee. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. Where she was being predatory towards an employee and pressuring him into sleeping with her.
I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the Five Guys from? The Five Guys. I didn't know if it was like a special room or you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself to marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame that it only took her 5 times to realize that guy wasn't interested. Honestly, seeing how that dude handled the situation has given me some faith in humanity. I know everyone is thinking it, but it's true. If the roles were reversed and if we're a man talking to a young Starbucks barista like this, he would be getting flamed by the internet. He would be doxxed, fired from his job, and his house would be set on fire. But it's nice to see that this guy stands his ground, tells her that he's religious, and is waiting till marriage. Bonnie has committed so many sins that if she were to pick up a Bible, it would probably catch on fire. She has already done bad enough, but with what I'm about to discuss, the recent record that she broke, there is no saving her. The man in the video actually made a post on X saying, Bonnie Blue recording me at work was not on my bingo card for this year, but here we are, I guess. Real talk though, I'm actually okay. I thought it was funny at first, but in hindsight, she never asked for my age, never asked my consent to post, and persisted after several times of me saying no. This could have gone completely wrong if she did this to someone else. And this is starting to become a problem nowadays. Influencers, but more so OF creators, think that their job makes it okay for them to approach random strangers and ask them inappropriate questions and harass them for clout. So with all that being said, this brings me to the title of this video. So in December, one of Bonnie's friends, Lily Phillips, caught a lot of attention for her 100 Men documentary where she revealed that she had slept with 101 men in just one day. And you might think that's an insane amount of men, because it is, but she clearly didn't, because she stated that next she intends to break the world record. So the record for the most bodies within 24 hours has been held by a woman named Lisa Sparks, who back in 2004 allegedly slept with 919 men. A month ago, Lily stated that she will break the record by sleeping with 1,000 men, but in a shocking turn of events, her BFF Bonnie has beaten her to the challenge, because she just announced that she has slept with 1,057 men in just 12 hours.
The big 1,000 was completely done. So it started off, I'll give you a bit of an overview. After start with, it was just like the room was absolutely full. Then we did groups of 5, like one after the other of 5s. I wanted to give people more time, so then it went down to like one-on-ones.
Wow, she wanted to give the guys more time. How generous of her. We thought that Lily Phillips being with 100 guys in just one day was crazy, but Bonnie blew just 10 times that in only 12 hours. Just to put this into perspective, that is about 40 seconds per guy for 12 hours straight. This is absolutely crazy and has just set a scary new standard, because what she has just done is increased the threshold for all OF creators. Because at first 101 was a lot, but now that looks nothing compared to 1,057. In the world we're living in, where the OF creator market is oversaturated, people are going to have to come up with even crazier things to promote their content. What you're looking at is a new video by Lily Phillips of her walking on the street, and what you're seeing is not water on her face. It is male slime.
But any messages to the people that joined today that you want to say hi?
Just thank you, like honestly, thank you so much, because if it wasn't for you turning up, putting your inside of me, like I wouldn't have any of this whatsoever. Like, and it really has changed my life, and hopefully I can continue pleasuring you.
Let's get a round of applause in the room, people.
Round of applause for what? Destroying her mind and body and signing her life away? There's no way that Bonnie's only 25 years old. That high mileage is seriously catching up to her. She might be feeling okay now, might be loving the money that's currently rolling in, but I don't see a future where this woman is happy. Studies have shown that women in out of work are more likely to overdose than those not in this type of work. And we've seen many examples, especially in the recent years, of those in the corn industry who suffer from substance abuse or even off themselves after battling with depression. And don't get me wrong, the men who are encouraging this behavior and becoming active participants in it are just as disgusting. This is a line of men on the stairs waiting to enter the room so that they can have their 40 seconds with someone who has just had hundreds of men empty their juices on her just moments before. Just imagine how awkward it must be standing in that line for hours. All these guys might as well just lightsaber each other, because at this point, it's basically the same. It's a scary thought to have that one day this woman might become a mother. I just feel bad for any future child who is born to a star. Like, they are never gonna grow up living a normal life. Now, looking at people like Bonnie Blue, Lily Phillips, I've always wondered, where are their parents and what do they think about all of this? Well, Bonnie Blue, her mother was actually interviewed with her and supports her.
Do you ever get worried when Bonnie goes to do these freshest things that someone's gonna like potentially hurt Bonnie?
Yeah, they do, but I worked in a care home and I got knocked about in a care home and I could get mugged walking to work or anything.
Yeah.
So there's no difference. Or on a night out, you could get stabbed, anything on a night out. So there's no difference.
There's a huge difference between simply walking the street, going on about your day, and putting yourself in these situations. Bonnie was once holding up a sign outside a university asking students to bonk her and let her film it, and get this, the sign was made by her mother. Looking into her mother, the things that she said about her daughter's career, honestly, I feel like Bonnie was groomed into this. But I want to know what you all think about Bonnie Blue and OF creators taking over the world, so leave a comment down below and let me know. If you did enjoy my video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, but that's officially gonna do it. So until next time, it's been IvanSteff.